Okay, I know I don't normally stream on this day, but I kinda am bored. Okay. As you can see, it's a black screen currently because well, hopefully it's just a black screen. I turned it off where you can see my monitors and I can share the stream around. Oh, it's a bit. Sorry, this might take a bit, but as you read, we're going to stream the Stanley Parable. Okie dokie. Hang on, hang on. Before we start, can I just say thank you for actually sending a new clock. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times when you boot up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just set the clock at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually talking the time, taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate it. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't know that I don't even have any knowing if the time you're saying here are correct. Tell you what I'll make it dial. Since you've been so cooperative, if next time you boot up the game and the screen, I'll just set the clock for your favorite time. Yeah, I probably. All right, now let's get back to the game. I should probably move this screen. I'll
put him down here, basically, right? And with that example, are you does it work?
hang on.
Like, does it still work? Do you feel the support you without going at that the same thing? Or does it have to be you know what? Even if you were doing it to be sarcastic and ironic, I think you should still act personal in order to leave. Yeah. So let's just say. So let's just say it was yeah.
Okay, let's begin.
This is the
This is the
story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley worked
Stanley
for a
worked
company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yeah.
And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Probably.
He got up.
Okay. So, chat, what engine should we first go to? Hang on. Okie dokie.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yes. Not in there.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, I know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
A choice. Okay, chat, listen up. This is something big. Oh my god. I'm literally at the biggest decision in the entire game, and you guys are choosing not to watch. Oh my god, it's big. The biggest decision you could ever make. God, I'm just gonna go.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, Baru. Such beautiful vending machine.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yes. Maybe there's something on here to him where my co-workers.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You don't have to be such rude. Look at these beautiful paintings. This one's of the sea. This one's of a plant. There's an actual plant. Oh.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
But there's another open door straight ahead. Which one should I go to? Chat if there is any yet. Oh my god. Hang on. Okay. Another painting. I'm just gonna go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Incredible.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Hang on.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
But there's so much to fire here. This branch.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
But the broom closet is beautiful. No.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Look,
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
But look at it. It's so beautiful and important.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yeah,
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Or are my friends in the chat yet? If you're still here, my moderator...
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, One of my friends is in chat. Do you think it's concerning how greatly I've
Well,
in
I've
this
come to
room
a very
closet?
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I am?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Dead.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Okay.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, hang on. Hang on, let me grab a different human being.
Hey guys, does anyone remember me? Yeah, it's the guy who kidnapped William that one time. Alright, I guess...
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Room closets personally. Like, I think they're so relaxing and so...
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, well...
Okay, now, the bit is over. Okay, the bit is over now, so that means... You think it's concerning? It's not that concerning, buddy. This is not that concerning.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I don't think I will. Look, it's a dark, mysterious red light. The only person that's here, do you think this light is dark and mysterious? Look, there's a piece of paper glowing here. I can't read it, but there's a weird Albion on it. Look, there's more papers that I also can't read.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah, they
No,
are.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yeah,
He wasn't
that's
going to lose his
impressive.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Wow.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. one he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
It is.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Stop it. Wake up.
He would
Stanley,
prove it.
Stop it.
He
You're
would
over.
prove that he
You're
was
going
in
crazy,
control,
Stanley.
that this was a
You're
dream.
going, Stanley,
So he
wake
closed
up,
his
wake
eyes
up,
gently,
hit your head
and he invited
across the
himself
wall.
to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Oh, yeah,
the
this is
press
so
of the mattress
comfortable.
on his back,
I'm getting comfortable.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
Yeah.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please,
That's
it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm back here.
Stanley began screaming.
Yay!
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
The screen turned red. That was so scary.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Changing characters?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that was a good story. I sure wonder where's the credits? Why is there a loading scheme? But what do you mean I'm back here? Okay. What engine should I get next? I don't know. I'm just gonna get this ending.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly.
Yeah.
The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
Okay, let me stand
Stanley
here.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon,
Yeah.
very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
Yeah, Baru.
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
The black screen, the loading sign. That was so scary.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep. Look, another computer to stop the button on. I can't shop, even though this game was supposed to be a Source game. Well, it was. This is the Ultra Deluxe edition, meaning it's no longer Source.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I'm rebellious like that. I'm gonna go on the door to the... No, I'm gonna go this way, actually. Look, it's the White Void.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
Everything.
Please take your time.
Well. Goodbye, poop closet. You're the only person I consider. You're the only person I trusted and my only true love.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Wait, what's in here? Up and away. Wait, this music could be copyrighted. This music could be copyrighted, so I kinda wanna get out of here. We don't want to get sued, do I?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I don't know the codes. I'm just gonna spam 8 and hope this happens.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
This is so stressful. Shot. I don't know what the code is. Do you?
2845.
I don't know what to do, Shot. This is the hardest game I've ever played on stream. Even Half-Life was easier than this.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh my god, that was so scary, Shot. That was so scary, Shot, don't you think?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
It's the camera. If you want to go all modern day, it's like the camera from Stupidity Toilet. But I'm not going to go that way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. I'm so scared. I'm so scared, chat. Chat, I'm scared what to do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Hey, look, it's a face
and Stanley,
thing.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Hey, it's 427 us. You can see on this. You can see us there. It's so nice. Ah, there we are, but we're not there. It's so scary. And more face punch logos.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah, I'm so scared.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
You know what? I'm feeling a bit evil.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Whoa.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Yeah.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
How about opposite order?
Stanley,
God, it's blowing
you're
up.
in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Come on.
To see you
Come
made
on.
humble.
Triangle.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
No.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
Triangle.
That's 30 seconds you have left to
Triangle.
struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling
Darling.
desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Well, that was a nice. Well. So, Chad, how are you liking my stream
All of his co-workers
so
were
far?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, come on. There we go. Easy does it. Out the window and whoa!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
you.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Gulp, gulp.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yeah.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the
I don't
narration?
know.
Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
You're not resetting? Okay, let's start from the beginning. But yeah, thank you for liking the stream, my beloved moderator. Usually the other one comes here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then.
Yeah.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Whoa.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Yeah.
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Yeah, I know, buddy. Buckaroo. Yeah, no, time to restart the begin from the beginning. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna go through this door after we do the event line.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hey, we're gonna do the event line empty first.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no.
Hey.
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh my god, let me go, and there's no even option.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Come on,
What
man,
was
just
I
let me
thinking?
go.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on
Let
for
me
a minute,
go.
please?
I barely get any views on the stream.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now.
Let
This
me
story is
go.
absolutely, definitely this way.
Let me go. Oh my god. Give me the van. I want to go out of here. Let me in the van. Oh, that's silly me. Oh, well, looky here. What's over here?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I've already
Quick,
been
Stanley,
here.
close your eyes. Okay. We just have to
I've
get
already
back
been
to
here, buddy.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story
Hey,
completely
Clippy was
unusable.
there.
How about, rather than waste my
Clippy,
time
everyone
trying to
knows that.
salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay,
It's
from the top.
Clippy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep. Everything seems normal. Just when I walk through here, what to do.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yay. Okay. There's some printers through the stories and all this text. No, this clock? No, that doesn't seem like a good story. Zigzag room. Maybe that's cup in the printer. Darkened room. Light. Oh no, a new door. Path.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Hey, buddy, listen, I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Looking around, turning off the computer stuff by rude employees. Left on.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
This is a story. I be it not a good one. It's a story.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
God, we would need to find the story. Oh, chat. Listen to me if there is a chat. Do you guys know what the story wants?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
I won!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Oh, there's no door.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Yep.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yep. Is there anything to do in here? Not even a... Yes, I knew it. I don't think I want to follow the line. It looks so yellow and ugly. It looks all yellowish, but I think I want to follow it, but I don't know. I want to be rebellious. You know what they say? I'm rebellious William. Har, har, har.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
But it's the line. Hang on. Can I turn off this computer? No. Can I play poker? No. What's this way?
You see? The line knows where the story is.
Yeah.
It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I'm going this way.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
This fern looks kind of scrumptious. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, chat, I just ate the fern. Chat, I just ate the fern. How do you guys like that thought? I ate the fern. If there is a chat, let me know.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Well, the line doesn't appear to lead anywhere, so... I mean, we still have more places to go, more story. I know we couldn't trust this silly little goddamn line.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you...
I guess I had to
Oh,
walk
I
back
can't
and
take this
forth.
anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Well, time to follow the line. I'm actually quite endured the line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
The line? I grew to love the line.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
A story about
Whatever it might be, Stanley,
buttons.
I'm ready for it.
Pressing buttons, walking, being...
Oh, no, not you
Line,
again.
line,
Stanley,
line.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our
But I
awesome
like the
new
line.
story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I can't. It's too bright and colorful.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Yay.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean... did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
Yeah, we have a
How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
Can you give me
Will
the
something
ability to
happen?
pick up this chair and break the monitor?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Okay, how long has this streaming been going on for? You know what? It's not an hour yet. Let's go to the new content.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Let's go to the new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah. Wow, let's see what the new content
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yeah, Peru.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Yep.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me too, narrator.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is that big gonna go?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or...
Yeah, we should.
Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Jumping, yeah. You know, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna, there'll be one last jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Another elevator, let's see what it is.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm
This
ready
might
for
be the
whatever it
demo.
is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me
this
started on the
whiteboard is
level
really
of
good.
craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
that.
I built up too much anticipation around the new...
Hang on. Okay.
content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, I'll stream for 10 more minutes, guys, because I've been streaming for almost an hour. What happened to my office?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
That's kind of mean, you know. I feel real sad
never
by
mind.
that.
You're not a dog.
I'm offended, narrator. I'm more offended than I ever have been in my entire life. Fan. Look at that fan. It's so new. Is that the secret you wanted to show me?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Yeah.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I played the demonstration. It's a good game. It's for free, too. A trip down memory lane. I don't want to go outside. That achievement's mean and scary. Wow, we got 3 of these. New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Us Dead, which we got that adventure. To anyone here who missed it, yeah, whoever this person is, Rhino Cat, you missed the adventure line. We did it. I'm
And over
sorry.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
It was.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
It was
And now,
Half-Life 2.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
But yeah, whoever joined the stream late, you missed the adventure line. What's down here? Maintenance? I don't like maintenance. The original boot up screen. The choice of the century. The person of the year. Development footage. I remember that. I'm a true Stanley Parable. I'm a true Stanley Parable fan.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The serious hall, the most serious table, and that table was handpicked to be the most serious one of them all.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Yeah.
Wait, Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Just a fun fact. If you played any of the console or just the Nintendo Switch version of this game, the Steam thing says pressurized gas. Look, it's a good review.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Whoever that guy who wrote that review was, I'm after you. Look, oh my god, it's so mean. I hear thunder and rain and I'm getting all soggy.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No, you're not.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Yeah, cookies number 9.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes,
too.
A skip button we shall have.
I'll do anything for my viewers. By the way, since I will also do anything for my viewers. If you guys want me to commit any crimes, I'd be glad to do that.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations, not that of... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your face.
Can I eat the button?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Okay.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door.
Button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
I need
Stanley,
to
the
eat
door
a
is
fern.
gone. It's completely
I
gone.
need to eat a fern.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley.
Well, then
There's
give me a
no
fern
door.
to eat.
There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no
Well, since
idea
you're
what
not
will
gonna
happen.
feed me
I
a
have no
fern,
idea how long I'll be
fern.
made to sit here.
Well, you're not giving me a fern
Oh,
to
Stanley,
eat.
you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Do you have a fern for
I've
me
been
to
sitting
eat?
here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And
I
you'd
have a
think
fern
that
to
that's
eat?
just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Give me a fern
Doesn't
to
that
eat,
feel like what
man.
we've already been doing? Me
I
just
wanna eat a
talking?
fern.
But it isn't, Stanley.
Let me check the chat real quick so my audience doesn't get bored. I know the plant is dying, but can I have a fern to eat?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about
Oh.
you and about us and about
Yeah.
everything we've
Did you give
been
me a
through.
fern
I've
yet?
had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
No.
Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the
Yeah.
deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
Yeah.
All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt
Yeah.
like an eternity,
Gotta-
for what I
Oh no, I killed the guy. I killed him. I think I killed someone. I think I killed the narrator. What should I do? Look, the smoke alarm is going off. Does anyone have a spare battery? Mr. Cat, do you have a battery too?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed
you're
their
still
teeth and said,
alive. Hey, listen, man.
entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of
Listen,
accountability.
man.
It's the
Look, there's a ladder.
unwillingness to examine
Listen,
with
man,
an
we can punch it out of
uncompromising
there.
heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others.
Listen,
But of
man, there's a
course,
ladder. We can get out
absolutely
of here.
anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by
Yeah, I
every
know.
person
Listen, man,
at every
stop
moment in
talking.
time. If
Give me a
someone
fern
wants it,
to
then it's a
eat.
crime not to bring it into
Give
being.
me a fern to
Have we
eat,
been
man.
given to
I want to eat a
indulging every
fern.
fleeting
I
whim
want
for
to eat
no
a
reason
fern.
other than to do so? Yes! Yes, it seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our
Listen,
lives.
give me a fern to eat,
It has
man.
come to represent us. It absolutely
have a
must
fur
speak
to
to who
repeat?
we are as people.
Give me a
Because
fur
otherwise,
tea.
without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face
Give me a
inward
fur
toward the
tea.
cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and
Give me a
find a
fur
resounding
tea,
emptiness
man. I wanna
gazing
eat a
back
fur.
with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, We require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves.
I'm sorry, narrator.
What?
Oh no, I think I actually killed him. Well, there's nothing to here.
The end is never the end.
You're
is
still
never
alive.
The end is never the end. 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 Is never the end.
Well, you've gone insane by now. What? How long has it been? A couple thousand years? Oh no, I think we've fallen back into the water. We're starting to fall back into the water, man. Hello? I think you're gone by now. Oh god, we're falling back into the water. Can I climb out by now? How long has it been? The ladder fell out. Maybe I can pick up this ladder and climb out? Door's gone. The smoke alarm's still there. Oh. There's trees, outside grass, plants, real plants, ferns. Nom nom nom, nom nom nom, nom nom nom. There, I'm eating all the ferns and stuff. Nom nom nom. All this food tastes so delicious. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. The clock is covered. The smoke alarm is still out of battery. God, did I? Oh my god, there's nothing to eat. No. What is that noise? Let's skip. How long has it been? Do you still work? No, it does not appear. Is the smoke alarm still here? Oh, it is still here. That's the only thing of interactivity. How about that ladder? Well, wherever that ladder went, it... Actually, no, it looks like it's right there. That smoke alarm is the only thing that staged, so let's see where we are. Well, I guess to start walking, God, what happened to memory zone? I guess I just find the office back. Maybe trace my steps. That was where the door was. So, if I go around, so I go from here and then go, this way, I should find the memory zone. I should find the office and go back to the game. Okay, chat. I know some of you have just joined. I know some of the people just joined. But I've been streaming for over an hour now. I'm gonna stop streaming now. So if you like this stream, make sure to like and subscribe. On Tuesday, I'm most likely going to stream Hollow Knight. Or continue streaming Hollow Knight. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. If you enjoy, like I said, well, hope you all enjoyed the stream. Bye bye.